Embarrassing new low for Meghan after Kim Kardashian's blow despite promising nominated for award. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, alongside Prince Harry, have spent considerable time carving out deals with streaming giants Netflix and Spotify, but it would appear their viewing figures are less than stellar, and according to one expert, an upcoming event and its projected crowd numbers show how little demand there is for Meghan. Citing a Women's Fund of Central Indiana event, expert Daniela Elsa highlighted the stark contrast of attendees between an event just 4 years ago and the upcoming piece. Held at Marriott downtown in Indianapolis, United States, Meghan is set to speak to a crowd of roughly 2,500 people on a The Power of Women event. Just 4 years ago, however, former First Lady Michelle Obama had drawn crowds of around 13,000 people. The Women's Fund of Central Indiana has quite the pedigree, with former First Lady Michelle Obama speaking at their event in 2018. However, here's the rub. When FLOTUS took to the stage, the Women's Fund event was held at an indoor arena and to a sold-out audience of 13,000 people. And Meghan, the largest capacity of a conference space at the Indianapolis Marriott downtown, is 2,500 people. Hitting back at the Meghan-attended event by noting that the Water and Sewer Distributors of America will be hosting their get-together at a hotel of the same chain, Meghan did not have the pull of a big guest list. Clearly, the expectations about what sort of crowd Meghan will pull are not even vaguely in the same ballpark, or even indoor arena as that of Michelle. Unfortunately, as the Time One cliché goes, numbers don't lie. And for Meghan, it's been a pretty bumpy week on the numbers front. There's another blow from Kim Kardashian's position. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield discussed the Duchess of Sussex's popularity in the US, claiming that Meghan's podcast was being beaten by Kim Kardashian in the Spotify charts. If you look at the numbers of a podcast, that very first episode, it blew up. There is less and less interest in her. Miss Schofield said that the American media have noticed this redirection in the narrative, adding that they're very surprised that she's complaining less. Hold on a minute. I've just updated shocking news about Meghan Archetype's podcast. It's been nominated for a prestigious People's Choice Award. It was announced on Wednesday. Listeners have been invited to cast their vote in the Pop Podcast of the 2022 category, with the winner being unveiled on December the 6th. Archwell's head of audio, Rebecca Sanenez, shared the news of the nomination on her Instagram story. Archetypes is nominated for a People's Choice Award. If you like our show, please vote. Last week, American magazine Variety released an in-depth interview with Meghan Markle, where the Duchess opened up about how her and Prince Harry are mourning the Queen. In the interview, Meghan spoke about the warmth she shared with the late monarch during a time within the royal family. Royal expert Neil Sean claimed that Variety allegedly claimed Meghan thought it would be a good idea to include her own personal tribute to the Queen in her latest interview. When we saw Meghan finally admitting that this was a lady who's done so much as an independent person, really driven everything forward as one can imagine. He pointed out that Meghan spoke about their warmth, her kindness and their friendship. This was a little bit baffling to many people because as we now know, Meghan and Harry didn't really seem fit or have time to visit the late monarch when they were coming over to London to pop up to Balmoral at her own personal request, with or without said children. Even though allegedly Queen Elizabeth had met them all before, it's very confusing. Because of the backlash Meghan had received, Mr. Sean claimed, according to a good source, Meghan has hit back basically claiming she couldn't win either way, so she decided to include her own personal tribute in the Variety piece.